All right, the next attacking interception I'd like to talk about is the backhand strike that's in the kata. So that backhand is often shown in different ways in different styles. All right, most of the time you'll see me doing it like this. In this case, I'm really thinking about striking with this part of my forearm across the neck. All right. Also, when I used to do iron hand training, and I did a lot of it, I might use the back of my hand against the temple area. Some people will change it into a Jiu-Te. Some people do it as a back fist. And in either case, I mean in any of those cases, they all have the same basic motion. So in terms of an attack, I'm assuming that you have some good background knowledge and you already know how to throw a back fist as an attack as well as being able to use it as an interception. So instead of spending a lot of time on that entry, I'd like to go to another one that comes off the yoi position. We're going to do the ram and the wedge, okay? So the ram is going to be with my head like that in this position, all right? So I'm using that yoi structure in order to do that. I tend to use this when I'm in trouble, okay? Something's gone wrong and they're starting to wing punches on me, okay? And this is because I'm very close when it happens. I don't do this from sparring punch-kick range. This is when I'm maybe in trapping range and something's not going right and it's slammed against the wall and I'm being swarmed, something along those lines. So, senior, can I get you, sir? Sir. So what we're going to do here is, as I said, if I was in trouble and I was out here, I would use movement, maybe front kicks to keep him off of me. What we're talking about, scoot forward just a little bit slower, is I'm in this range, okay? I'm in what would be a trapping range. This is where he can still put some hurt on me, okay, with a good shot. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how I use the ram position from there. The reason why I call it the ram is because when I realize I'm in trouble and he starts to throw those punches, I'm going to immediately ram in and get my forearms on his chest. I'm looking to take away that distance so then he's trying to punch like this where he has no power. It doesn't put him in a position to use his elbows. And then I can go up and use the yoi again to tie him up in a neck clinch. Okay? So we're right in here, I'm in trouble. Matter of fact, let's say he's landed one on me. Boom, and here we go. And away we go. All right? I'm going to start a little further out. As I said, this would normally be done close, but I want to give him a chance to punch at me some. Okay? Okay? So you can see I am not staying at that range which will allow him to tee off and catch me with a good hook or an uppercut. The other thing I want to talk about is my elbows. My elbows are in. That's real important if we think about from the aspect of I'm here and he's trying to dig in and come up with an uppercut. It gives me some protection to keep it from coming up under my chin. It also gives me a little bit of protection around my midsection. Okay? The minute I hit his chest, I'm up and grabbing yoi, dropping a knee in there. Notice whenever I go for the neck clinch, I'm pulling his head to the side. The reason why I'm doing that is because when I hit him with the knee to the groin, his head's going to come forward. I don't want it to hit me in the face. So I'm always guiding his head off to the side as I hit with my knee. Okay? Now, the wedge is something that I might do, again, as an attack or an interception. This tends to be where there's a little more space between us and he is pulled back and he's throwing this big whipping round punch, okay? So we're getting that big roundhouse knockout punch. Again, it comes off of the idea of the yoi, okay? But I'm going to come in and I'm going to wedge into this position so that one arm is hitting him in the shoulder, which takes the energy out of his punch. The other is catching him right at the clavicle and the neck. So I'm starting to break his posture. So hopefully with that motion, I'm going to change the dynamic and get him reacting to me. I can immediately swim for an underhook and reverse collar. Okay? So let's switch, come over on this side so I can do an underhook and reverse collar. So again, we're going to have him measure me. So maybe he's pushed me, and here comes that punch. Boom. I'm done, right? That's it. I can't stay there. Okay? So I've got to make something happen. So I'm going to go in for that wedge. Boom. So I'm here, right here in this position. Now notice what he's doing immediately, which is what you would expect. The other hand is coming back. That's when I'm already coming off to the side with that knee strike. okay? And I'm getting my underhook and my reverse collar position that we talked about in the clinches lesson, okay? So again, let's do that same thing again. See here? Boom, pin, pop. I'm popping them and I'm getting into that position. Let's do it again. This time let's just do it from our hands are down and he pulls that thing up and here it comes. So that's our wedge. So we've got the ram coming in and we've got the wedge where we're coming in, but in this case, right into this pocket where I'm catching here and here. Right. So you've had a chance to see some basic entries from the Hanji Shodan Kata. These are not the only entries that are in there, and more importantly, each entry teaches a concept. So dig into those concepts and understand that that's really what's more important that you get from the kata is the concept, because you're going to use the concept and adapt it to any situation you're in. You're never going to have the perfect angle on a punch or whatever that's coming at you. It's that concept, understanding it allows you to adapt on the fly and make something work for you. Also, please keep in mind, I've shown some technique sequences. I've tried to keep them pretty much to the clinches that I've shown you in the clinches tape. But that video is also just an introduction like this one. As we move into our actual exploration of the technique sequences, I'll get into more depth about how to hook them together and how to make them work for you. Please help us continue to bring you some great videos by subscribing to our channel and sharing our videos.